G'day Port fans, welcome to your edition of the Match Committee for Bank SA, proud premier partner of the Port Adelaide Football Club, and Plough, a massive game with Brisbane this week, two sides coming off fantastic victories, almost match of the round.
Yeah, look, it looks like being a brilliant game, doesn't it? Port Adelaide, well, they were a bit clunky early last week, but boy, oh boy, when they got it together, it was brilliant to watch. 6 goals from 8 inside 50s, and they were really on fire. So if they can bring that sort of football, and they'll need to bring that sort of footy because Brisbane are playing very well as well.
Yeah, we don't know the final teams just yet, but Paddy Ryder, the standout there, been brought back into the extended squad after his run in the Sandful. Travis Boak back from those back spasms, and a couple of other potential changes. And some key outs, as you can see, for Brisbane. Eric Hipwood hasn't come up from a knee, and managing Luke Hodge, which is going to happen with some of these interstate trips throughout the year. And as we take a look at that Port Adelaide team, and Ryder, one of 8 on the bench, so we don't know yet if he's in.
Yeah, well, Boak coming back into the lineup, it's incredibly important. As I said, I know they got the job done without him last week, but he's had a magnificent season. My gut feeling is Ryder won't play. I think that they'll keep things as they are going at the moment, and Lysette's been able to get the job done for them, so I can't really sort of see much changing there.
And you'd think for Brisbane that Oscar McInerney is the logical replacement. He's on the extended bench, but with Hipwood going out, do you feel that he sort of comes straight back in?
I think he'll play. I mean, it was only the concussion that he went out for the week before, so I think that he'll come back in. He's an incredibly big bloke to be playing down that end of the ground, but they're playing good footy. It's more their small players. Charlie Cameron, a lot of people in Adelaide obviously would recognise that name, but McCarthy was very good last week as well as an ex-South Australian, and Lachie Neale playing great form. So it's the South Australians in the Brisbane lineup that they'll be most worried about.
I know you haven't always agreed with the perception that Port Adelaide are the Jekyll and Hyde side. Their form's probably stacks up a bit better than that, but how can they back up the showdown against one of the top 4 sides?
Yeah, well, just my theory in that is that I thought the win-loss, a lot of that was off the back of having a lot of injuries early in the year, so there was reason for it. But they've got to get that right in the back part of this year. If they play the footy that they played, and it was exhilarating in the second half, I think that they'll win the game, and certainly they are my selection. I'm going for Port Adelaide over Brisbane.
Thanks for tuning in, Port fans. This has been the Match Committee for Bank SA, proud premier partners of the Port Adelaide Football Club.